Day 1. Being. In this challenge, you will be asked to do many things. But before you can do them, it is important to know why you are doing them and who you are doing them for. I believe truly following Jesus means both being and with Jesus and doing the things he asks. Some people are better at being. They like the whole ideal of spending time with God, but they're never doing anything. If I tell my son, go clean your room, he's not going to come back a couple hours later and say, hey Dad, I memorized what you said. You said, go clean your room. And he's not going to say, Dad, I know, go clean your room. In Greek, Peo katharios sas domatio. At this point, I'd be impressed. But that's not going to fly. And he's not going to say, my friends and I are going to gather and to study what it would be like if we went and cleaned my room. No, none of these are going to work. So why do you think this is going to work with Jesus? Jesus said, why do you call me Lord and not do what I tell you to do? Words without action can never be accepted by Jesus. Faith without action is dead. On the flip side, there are others, like me, who enjoy doing. We think just being is boring. We want to get things done. But if we don't spend time being, our doing won't be as productive. If we don't spend time resting in God and learning from Him, we'll quickly burn out and our activity will become more about us than about Christ. I remember when I was dating my wife, Allison. We went on a trip with her family to Chicago Science Museum. Allison warned me that her dad likes to take 20-minute naps every day, no matter what. Sure enough, he found a bench near one of the displays and curled up on it, and he was out. His eyes were closed, and he was snoring. There was drool dripping out of his mouth onto the floor. Okay, I might have exaggerated that last part. At this point in my relationship with Allison, I was still trying to make a good impression on her family. Apparently, they were all used to their dad sleeping in random places, but I was not, so I volunteered to stay with him. People walked by and gave him weird looks, and then they would look at me, and of course I acted like I didn't know the man. It was very awkward, but right at 20 minutes, he popped up, awake, and acted like everything was great. I thought it was crazy. But apparently, there is some scientific evidence that says those who take naps during the day can actually be more productive. It doesn't seem like slowing down in the middle of a productive work hours would be helpful, but these naps re-energize them so they can get more done. Psalms 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Many of us don't know how to just be. We know how to do, but we struggle with being. Before we do what Christ asks us to do, we need to be with Him. That's what the first week is all about. Spending time with God. So in our being week, we will explore what is called spiritual disciplines. The spiritual disciples are good habits. These spiritual disciplines are good habits that allow you to move more closely connect with Jesus Christ. These disciplines have been practiced for centuries by those who follow Jesus. The healthiest way to follow Jesus and seek Him first is for our doing to flow out of our being. Our doing flows out of who we are, and who we become when we spend time with Christ. Here's how I see this playing out in my life. When I spend time with Christ, I can't wait to start doing what He says. When I come to church and worship Christ, it gives me fuel I need to keep going in life. When I read the Bible, it doesn't take long for it to manifest itself in me, and pretty soon it becomes like a fire shut up in my bones that I cannot contain. I just got to share it. When I pray, there's a peace that comes over me. I can't even explain it. Jesus said many things. When it comes to being with Him, over the first full week of the challenge, you'll learn different ways in which you can be with Jesus. Our doing flows out of who we are and who we become when we spend time with Christ. It's the end of day 1.
Okay, so that's day 1. It's a really quick study, and what you do to get credit for participating in the Red Letter Challenge is you like the video and comment below. Day 1's comment is, what do you think would be a good price? Something like when we did milkshakes before, or you can maybe do a $5 gift card to a store that's here in town, or maybe we can all get together. Everyone that participated in the challenge can do some sort of event as a group. Whatever your idea is, even if you don't have an idea, comment that below. There are